The idea that vampires don't exist can be supported by a simple mathematical thought experiment. If we assume that each vampire requires just one meal a day, and that each victim of a vampire bite turns into a vampire themselves, it would create a rapidly growing population of vampires. Starting with just one vampire, each day the number of vampires would double as each new vampire turned another human into one of their kind. In just about a month, the entire human population would be converted into vampires, leaving no humans left to feed on. The fact that this has not occurred throughout human history strongly suggests that vampires do not exist. Next, consider the composition of pearls, which are primarily made of calcium carbonate. This material is highly susceptible to dissolution when exposed to acids, such as acetic acid, which is the main component of vinegar. If you were to place pearls in vinegar, they would gradually dissolve. This is a simple chemical reaction that has been known for centuries, illustrating how certain materials interact with common substances like vinegar. The 7 wonders of the ancient world are often mentioned in discussions of early human achievements, but it's worth noting that the list we refer to today is somewhat incomplete. The wonders include the Great Pyramid of Giza, built between 2584 and 2561 BC. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, supposedly constructed around 600 BC, although their existence is widely debated by historians. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, built in 550 BC. The statue of Zeus at Olympia, erected in 435 BC. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, completed in 351 BC. The Colossus of Rhodes, which stood from 292 to 280 BC. And the Lighthouse of Alexandria, completed around 280 BC. These structures were marvels of engineering and artistry in their time, although only the Great Pyramid of Giza still exists today. In modern times, we often worry about the dangers posed by wildlife, such as sharks, but statistics reveal surprising realities. For instance, in the United States, you are nearly 4 times as likely to be killed by a vending machine than by a shark. The average annual death rate from vending machines is 2.18, while deaths from shark attacks are much lower, averaging around 0.6 per year. This comparison highlights the sometimes irrational nature of our fears. When it comes to air travel, a study by Popular Mechanics covering every commercial plane crash from 1971 to 2007 found that passengers sitting in the back row of the plane are 40% more likely to survive a crash compared to those in the front row. This data suggests that seat location could play a significant role in surviving an accident, offering a possible safety tip for frequent flyers. The term, Nazi, is most commonly associated with the infamous political party from the mid-20th century, but it has another, much more benign meaning. In the Swahili language, Nazi refers to a coconut, a word that bears no relation to the horrific connotations the term has in other contexts. This dual meaning is an example of how language can evolve in completely different directions across cultures. The Q-tip, a common household item, carries a name that might surprise many people. The Q in Q-tip stands for quality, a name chosen to highlight the superior construction of the product. Before being branded as Q-tips, these small, cotton-tipped sticks were known as baby gays, a name coined by their inventor, Leo Gerstenzang, in the 1920s. The rebranding to Q-tips helped the product achieve widespread recognition and long-lasting popularity. Tragedy struck the life of famed poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow when his wife, Fanny, died in a horrific accident. She accidentally dropped a burning match onto her hoop skirt, which quickly caught fire. Despite efforts to save her, Fanny succumbed to the burns, leaving Longfellow devastated. This incident is a poignant reminder of how quickly accidents can turn fatal. In the realm of metallurgy, aluminum once held a value far greater than gold, despite being twice as abundant in the Earth's crust. During much of the 19th century, isolating aluminum from other substances was a highly difficult and costly process. In the 1850s, 1 ingot of aluminum was valued at $550, equivalent to about $15,000 today. However, by the turn of the century, advances in technology drastically reduced the cost of aluminum production, bringing the price of an ingot down to just 25 cents, or around $7 today. This dramatic change in value is a testament to the impact of technological innovation on material costs. Finally, consider the almost inconceivable number of neutrinos that pass through our bodies every moment. These subatomic particles are produced by nuclear reactions in the Sun, and nearly 65 billion neutrinos pass through every square centimeter of your body every second if you are perpendicular to the Sun. This constant bombardment of neutrinos is a fascinating reminder of the unseen forces and particles that permeate our universe, influencing everything from atomic structures to the behavior of stars.